All right, all right. So, another training session with my trainer via Zoom. I did my cardio, I did 20 minutes on the elliptical. I've been moving at a faster pace this past week doing the elliptical, and then I did my mobility stuff. And yeah, okay, so the shoulder flies that you guys see me doing here, these were horrible. So, so I started with 15s. I think he had me doing them for 45 seconds and then dropped down to 10-pound dumbbells. Same thing for 45 seconds and then dropped down to 5-pound dumbbells, 45 seconds. So a drop set with no break. The only break was me switching out my dumbbells. These were terrible. It felt like needles in my shoulder. And so we end up doing 3 sets of these, but after each other thing. So this is this first set here, and then I touch them again midway through the workout for set number 2 of dumbbell shoulder flies. I hope that makes sense. All right, so here we are doing step up squats. So y'all have seen me do these. However, when I come back up like right here, I'm supposed to stand all the way up. So I didn't know that. So he was telling me that. So now moving forward, when I get up, got to keep your butt as low as possible. And then, okay, here we go. And then stand all the way up. And then go back down and do another squat. I was like a little confused. Go back down doing the squat and then do it all over again. So now I know. So right here, I'm just focused on trying to keep my butt as low as possible. This is definitely working your glutes and quads here. So this was great. And I have a 20-pound dumbbell, I believe. And I think he was setting the timer for 45 seconds to a minute, somewhere up in there. Yeah, these were tough. All right, and then I supersetted the stand-up squats with these banana crunches. So I'm using the same 20-pound dumbbell and doing a crunch and trying to bring my knees as close to my chest as possible. These were really, really terrible. He had me do 20. Yeah, these were really hard. I could not do 20 straight. Like, I was trying so hard not to stop, but the burn is crazy. I never did these on my own. I only ever did these with him years ago. So, this is definitely a great ab workout for sure. And I don't remember if I told you guys. So the sit-ups, the step-up squats, and the banana crunches, we did 3 sets of that total. So now I'm doing some lawn mowers. These are like dumbbell rows, but he called them lawn mowers because it's kind of like you're starting a lawnmower. I'm using a 45-pound dumbbell and trying to keep the motion slow and controlled. And see, you want to like you know, like a lawnmower, y'all know what I'm talking about? Like, you're supposed to do like that type of movement. So y'all see I'm really bringing the dumbbell out and then pulling it in and trying to keep my elbow as close to my side as possible. And I believe I did 45 seconds on each side. So these were pretty tough. And yeah, we did 3 sets of this. There was no superset here. Okay, and then the final set of shoulder flies. I forgot to tell you guys. So after the stand up squats and the bananas crunches, I did another set of the shoulder fly drop sets. Then we did the lawnmowers, 3 sets. And now here we are doing the drop set shoulder flies again. So that's what I mean. It was like 3 sets of the shoulder flies, but beginning, midway, and end of the workout. So this is how I closed out the workout. These were really, really hard. I don't think I was doing 45 seconds at the end. I think he had dropped it down to 30 seconds. But yeah, my face says it all. and when I was done, he was like, "Yeah, maybe don't hit shoulders tomorrow. Give your shoulders a break." I was like, yeah, duh." Like, this was no joke. And it's crazy because 5 pound dumbbells are really not heavy, but try doing the 15s and then down to 10. Those 5 pound dumbbells got really, really, really heavy at the end. And he was just in my ear telling me, "Don't stop. I can do this." It's like sometimes when you're working with your trainer, you just kind of want to tell them to shut the fuck up because this is like really, really hard. But it's just because they're pushing you and trying to motivate you to keep going and not stop. I know. But this was terrible. All right, you guys. So that concludes today's workout. Oh man, that was crazy. That felt great though. Great workout. Those shoulder flies, that shit was hard as fuck. That shit was hard. And I'm trying to think what else we did. Oh, let's pull up the stats, shall we? So when I did my mobility stuff before I got on the Zoom call with my trainer, let's see, I burned 500 calories doing all that stuff. Working on push-ups, pull-ups. I did the elliptical for 20 minutes, burned 275 calories, and then did the workout with my trainer, burned 662 calories. So altogether so far, I've burned 1,700 calories. Woo, honey. That's what I'm talking about. Now that's how you work out. Especially because we took yesterday off from any type of lifting. So that's great. I'm really like I told y'all before, I'm really trying to appreciate the rest days. Even though I do love working out, I've noticed that because sometimes it's like mental, not necessarily physical. Like sometimes I physically feel fine. Like yesterday, I physically felt fine, but mentally, I was just a little overwhelmed to start my morning. It was just a lot going on, and it kind of like affected my mood to even show up to the gym. And most days I have a handle on stuff, but I'm human, and some days I just don't. And I'm working on that. I'm really trying to perfect my morning routine as much as I can. I know things can never be perfect, but I found a YouTube short, and the guy was talking about his morning routine. And I tried it this morning, and it really helped. So he said when he first wakes up, he lists out 10 things that he's grateful for. I did that. I typed mine up on my phone and my notepad. Then he said to send love to 3 people who bother you. I've never done that before. So that right there was extremely different than my normal. And in the process of sending love. It's not like literally sending a text or anything like that. No. At least that's not how I interpret it. I'm assuming he doesn't mean like send them a text or call. How I interpreted that was to just pray for them. So, asking God to bless people who have hurt me, or people who have disrespected me, or have thrown shade, just something. That was very new. But it's crazy. It really wasn't that hard. And I think that by doing that, you're preparing you're getting ready for forgiveness. I think sometimes like the reason why people bother you is because you haven't truly forgiven them. So, maybe I'm reading too deep into that. I don't know, but that's kind of how I received it. We all may receive things differently. So, doing that, I feel like it's just a step in the direction of forgiving this person for what they've done to you or what they've said to you, like whatever. Because he didn't say that he said people who bother you. So that could mean people who have hurt you, people who have pissed you off, right? People who have stolen from you. Like that could be anything. But the fact that they bother you, the fact that your mood shifts when you think about this person, to me, that means you haven't forgiven them. So, that was a pretty interesting exercise this morning, but it felt good. It felt good. Like I've never done that before, like I said, so we might start keeping that in there. Then the next thing he said was to be silent for 5 minutes. So I did that. I listen to thunderstorms when I'm asleep. It's just very soothing and relaxing, and it puts me to sleep with like the thunder and the lightning and the rain, the heavy rainfalls. So I muted the TV and I just sat in silence. I set a timer because I did not want to accidentally fall back asleep. I did not want to fall back asleep, so I did set a timer just in case. But to just sit in silence, which I do, but not like first thing in the, not first thing in the morning because I still have the noise from the thunderstorm playing, and then I start listening to whatever. So that was nice. And then the last thing was to ask God for guidance. So, I told you guys I've been running out of things to talk about. Which is understandable because we make videos every single day. But yeah, I told you guys the other day, I feel like I'm running out of things to talk about. Nothing has really been on my heart. I think sometimes I think too deep into stuff. I need to work on not being in my head. I'm so quick to be like, well, I already talked about this. I already said this. And then it's like, when I look at other content creators that I watch regularly every day, it's not like they're really saying anything different. They just are speaking what's on their mind. And, sure, it might be the same thing regularly, but yet I still tune in every single day. And it's because I like the person. So, God, I just, ask God, like, what kind of content do you want me to create today? And right before I turned the camera on, it just came to me. Because I started recording, like, before we even hit the gym. I do, like, a good morning video while I'm still at home. I record for my other YouTube channel, Mini Chats. I make a video every day, something motivational, inspiring. So check that channel out if you haven't already. Mini Chats, MINNIE Chats. Or you can just scroll down to the bottom of this channel and you'll see my other channels. But, so I'm constantly speaking what's on my mind every day. But some days, I don't feel like I have anything to say. So, I was just asking God to guide me through the day. But, I don't beat myself up over it if I don't necessarily have something on my heart. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself because then I feel like it's not authentic. And then it's just like, I might as well just turn the camera off. So either way, I got the guidance that I needed. So it was a good morning routine shift. And then one thing that I also started doing too is, like I said, when I'm washing up, brushing my teeth, all those things, when I'm in the bathroom, I would just listen to the noise of the raindrops and the thunderstorm it's on YouTube. I just pull up whatever's live and listen to that. But today and yesterday, I found this girl. I actually subscribed to her channel. Let me see. So it's an audio, and there's like soft music in the background. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick so y'all can see. Okay. Her name is Lavender. Lavendaire. Lavender. And I've been listening to this one video. It's 16 and a half minutes, positive affirmations to change your mindset. And she's literally just reciting affirmations. Now, I'm big on affirmations. I read them. I tell you guys about the app all the time. I read them and say them out loud. But it was something about listening to it that actually made me more at peace, like mentally. So I think I'm going to keep with that, like, just hearing it. Because on the app, I'm reading it and saying it. But on the video, I'm hearing it. And she says it twice, one for you to hear and then the other one for you to say it with her, like repeat it to her or to yourself really, but just to repeat it. So, I liked that. So that really helps me this morning too. Just because I'm just really trying to just keep my mind clear. I don't like being in a negative space. And sometimes shit just happens, right? Like I said, we're not perfect. Shit just fucking happens. But I try my best to prevent that because I notice that when I'm just, in a positive mindset, bulletproof to whatever the world throws my way, better things just tend to happen. But when I'm carrying around a negative attitude or feeling frustrated or sad, whatever negative emotion, I notice that when I'm feeling that, shit just never goes right. So that's why I try my best to stay in a positive mindset. That's why I'm so big on trying to keep my energy as positive as possible, as often as possible. So it was a great morning routine. I'm going to do it again tomorrow. I ordered a journal off of Amazon. I type stuff on my notepad on my phone, but like to handwrite something, I feel like that might be a different experience. I can't even remember the last time I journaled, but I've seen several people on social talk about the power of journaling. So I'm open to trying it. I'm open to writing stuff down. I don't know if the connection between writing the words and your mind. I might be reading too deeply into it, but I will let you guys know how that goes, if that helps, just as a way to really process my feelings, my fears, just things that I'm trying to work through. you know it's trial and error, and just trying to figure out what works best for you. And then sometimes things that used to work don't work anymore. That happens too. Like, you change, things may not just some things just may not have the same effect on you as someone else. So, I'm always trying to just improve my morning routine so that I can have a great day. And not every day is perfect, and it's intentional. That's the thing, and I think a lot of people miss that. Like, because I know I never, when I would hear about people having a positive day, I just thought they were born with it. No, 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 no. It's very intentional. And, the more I have positive days, the more I see how intentional I have to be in order to have a positive day. Like, I have to intentionally work out. I have to intentionally eat right. I have to intentionally stay away from toxic people. I have to intentionally stay away from negative content. Like, I'm intentional as much as possible all day long to keep my mind clear and at peace, and not be worried or stressed or anxious or frustrated or angry or bitter. I don't want to be those things. So, if you're struggling with that, just know it's a very intentional process. It doesn't just happen. Now, as you do it, it does. But that's because it's become a part of your routine. Working out is a part of my routine. Eating healthy, for the most part, is a part of my routine. Speaking affirmations to myself, that's a part of my routine. So that's why it may come off like it just happens, but that's because I intentionally put these habits in place so that I can be and stay positive. And when you're able to stay positive and, keep your energy high, you reach your goals. Like, you actually reach your goals. So, and you can't, that's the thing too, you can't be in a positive space. You can't have high energy that actually sticks with you if it's not in your heart. You can't hide what's in your heart. So if your heart is full of anger and rage, you're not going to be able to maintain positive energy daily. You might be able to get away with it 1 or 2 days, maybe a week, but eventually what's in your heart is going to come out. And that's because your heart is not healed. And the reason your heart is not healed is because you haven't gone to counseling. You haven't worked on your mental health. That's why. There's still something holding on to you. So it's still something that has a grip on you, that has power over you. That could have been from childhood. That could have been from a relationship that you were in, a friendship, a situationship. It could be from anything, but there's something in you that you are holding on to that you can't seem to let go of. So you're not going to be able to maintain high energy. And so that's why I liked when I told you the steps that this guy said on YouTube, send love to 3 people. That's why I interpreted it the way I interpreted it. Send love to 3 people who bother you, excuse me. Because like I said, a few minutes ago, if someone bothers you, I believe that's because there's something you're still holding on to that you haven't let go of. And you know what I think is the hardest thing to do? The hardest thing, at least for me, let me know in the comments what the hardest thing is for you. But the hardest thing for me, I've gotten better at it, is forgiving people who never even apologized. That is really hard. That is really, really hard. Or they don't even feel like they owe you an apology. So that's what I'm saying. Or they give you a fake ass apology that you know isn't even genuine. But yet you still have to have the strength to forgive them. And if you don't, that negative energy that you're holding onto is going to weigh you down. And the reason why keeping your energy high and feeling good and positive all the time is so important, because that's what's going to attract things to you. Everything that you want. That's what manifesting is, attracting the life that you want. So attracting the business that you want, attracting the job that you want, attracting the degree that you want, attracting the partner that you want, the friendships that you want. Whatever your goals are, you have to attract that. You ever been around people or know of people, maybe family members, who always have something bad happen to them? Like all the time. Now, don't get me wrong. We all go through stuff. Nobody's life is perfect. We are all going through negative things at some point in time. That's what makes it stronger. But I'm talking about the people who always, 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 always have something bad happening. One thing after another, after another, after another. Like, it's just a never-ending story. Like, this could go on for years. It's not just like one bad month, or, this is just like their life. Like, their life is just full of bad shit. Ask yourself, because I know a few people like that. Ask yourself, and maybe not, but just ask yourself, what kind of person are they? Are they a good person mentally? Like, and when I say a good person, like, are they thankful? Do they treat people with respect? Do they work hard? Are they hard workers? Or are they, more so toxic, negative, lazy, entitled? Like, what kind of person is this that you may know that always is having something bad happen to them? If they're the latter, meaning the person that's just negative, toxic, they can't attract anything good because their energy is not high. And again, I want to repeat, we all go through storms. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm specifically talking about the people whose storm never stops. Like, they've been in a fucking hurricane for years, or, months and months and months, and that's totally different. That's totally different. So, I believe that has a lot to do with it, but you can't treat people with respect if you don't have respect within yourself. And the only way you're going to start to have respect within yourself and love yourself, and how people treat anyone is a reflection of how they treat themselves. So when people are negative like that, it's because that's how they really feel in their heart. They haven't healed. They haven't worked on their mental health. They don't have purpose. They look at the glass as half empty instead of half full. So that's why I think all this stuff is just really important, especially if you're trying to lose weight, because the reason why we overeat, and the reason why we may be overweight or really overweight like how I was, is because you're trying to cover up something. There's something going on. Not like, yeah, most people love to eat. There's nothing wrong with that, but to the point where you are accepting the negative consequences that come with loving to eat. That I don't think God wanted that for you. I know he didn't want it for me. It's kind of like, it's like a drug. Like, I'm sure people who are high on meth, I'm sure it's a great time. Like, the feeling of being high, I'm sure it's a great time. Like, I used to love the feeling of being high on weed. Like, I used to love weed. I used to be a serious pothead. Like, that moment of high is probably a great time, because being high on weed was a great time. But the consequences that come from that afterwards, that's not good. But the fact that you continue to do it, just like with overeating, you continue to overeat because you enjoy those moments of the food and how good it tastes. But to be doing it that much to where you're willing to be okay with the consequences that come from overeating, the high blood pressure, the high cholesterol, the weight gain, joint pain, joint aches, diabetes, that means there's something going on internally, because nobody would just choose that life. Like, I don't think anyone would just choose. I don't think any child is like, I want to be a type 2 diabetic when I grow up. You know what I mean? I don't think that's normal. So the point I'm making is there's something that you are struggling with healing from that you might not even know. Like, that's why I tell you guys to go to counseling, because they're gonna uncover some things about you that you didn't even know existed. For real, for real. So work on your mental health, work on trying to have a positive day. Your morning routine matters. Like, it really fucking matters, because it's like how you start your day typically is how you end your day. So if you start your day feeling great, feeling powerful, you're going to end your day that way, because whatever stones are thrown at you throughout the day, it's not going to be able to affect you because you're radiating so high. If someone comes and slaps you across the face, yeah, you might be mad in that moment, but you're radiating so high that you're not going to let that be the highlight of your day. You know what I mean? I hope y'all get what I'm saying. But yeah, that's that. We're cooking at some point, y'all. I gotta pull up the recipe. We're gonna cook at some point. We might save it for Saturday, but we are gonna cook and make something really, really healthy. And yeah, if you guys want to see what I did yesterday for my workout, click right here. And I will see you guys tomorrow bright and early for another full body. Bye.